Now we'll talk about distribution levels. And maybe this is one of the most difficult topics, but good news, it's not so difficult. So video number 2-3, the distribution levels. There are 5 distribution levels in total in Atomy. So the first distribution level is called sales rep. So sales representative, or SR. And in order to achieve this level of distribution, you need to accumulate 10,000 PV. So 10,000 PV, some people say that this is like a business activation of your account. So any account that have 10,000 PV can grow into Imperial Master in time. So second level of distribution is called agent. And from this level on, there are 2 ways in order to achieve the distribution level. One way is very straightforward and simple to understand, the personal PV. So when you have 300,000 personal PV or more, you become an agent. Third level of distribution is special agent. And you can become a special agent if you accumulate 700,000 PV. The fourth level of distribution is dealer. And you can become dealer if you accumulate 1.5 million PV. And the last one is executive distributor, the highest distribution level. And also you can become executive distributor if you accumulate more than 2.4 million PV. So this is very simple to understand. And when I heard about this for the first time, I realized that if I want to earn a lot of money, if I want to be executive distributor, I need to accumulate 2.4 million PV. And this is only half correct, because there is another way how you can become an agent and grow in distribution levels. So let me take the black one. So another way to grow on your distribution levels may be a little bit more complicated, but you need to understand this. So the second way, the second option always goes by this. So the first option is to grow on your distribution levels via your personal PV. The second option is via your group PV, so via your sales. So in order to become an agent and all levels down, in order to become an agent, you need to achieve twice as much group PV as you need personal PV. So I mean that if 300,000 personal PV is required, another way is to accumulate 600,000 group PV last month. That means that if you want to become this month an agent, you need to have 600,000 group PV last month. And also you need to have previous distribution level. Last month you had to be a sales rep and you need to achieve 600,000 group PV in your both legs or more, and that way you will become an agent. It goes the same way for all other levels. For agent, if 700,000 PV, personal PV is required, you can become an agent if you achieve 1.4 million group PV last month and previous distribution level. So if you want to become special agent this month, last month you had to be an agent and accumulate more than 1.4 million group PV. So let's say this is January. So in January you became a sales rep and you achieved 600,000 group PV on your both legs, and that means on February you become an agent. And if on February you achieve more than 1.4 million group PV, on March you become a special agent. And what do I need to do to become a dealer on April? So I need to achieve more than 3 million PV, group PV. So this is April. And what do I need to become executive distributor on May? So this amount multiplies by 2, it's 4.8 million group PV. This is very important because this option makes it possible for any person to become executive distributor, even if this person has no money to buy the products for himself whatsoever, and if he cannot grow the structure, grow his distribution level via personal PV amount. If you're interested, I can say that we have around this amount of personal PV. And this amount stays for almost 2 years. And we have achieved this amount on March 2019. So for almost 20 months, our amount of personal PV stays almost intact. And we have achieved this level of distribution on May 2019 via our group sales. Because if you have your structure, if you have your consumers base, there will be sales. And the sales will increase due time. And it is inevitably that you will grow on your distribution levels if you work hard. First, when I saw this, when I heard about distribution levels, I thought this is the way the company makes people buy the products. But later, when I dug deep into it, I realized that this structure helps to protect us, Atomians, from maybe negative influence that other people can make. So from the people who will try to manipulate the marketing plan. This makes the marketing plan very stable and it is impossible to break it. So I really love this system, and don't worry about accumulating personal PV. You will accumulate them naturally, and also naturally you will increase your distribution level if you work hard enough and if you do what is required. So maybe you have a question, why do we need these distribution levels? So distribution levels, they open up doors for more income. And briefly explain to you, why do we need these distribution levels? If you become sales representative, you receive access to income. So you can match the binary step of 300,000 PV. This is the first binary step. And for this, you will achieve a score of 5 multipliers. So when you become an agent, you also can match binary steps of 300,000 PV. And for this, you will achieve 15 multipliers. So 3 times more. It is more efficient to be an agent than a sales rep. When you become a special agent, you receive access to the second binary step of 700,000 PV. And for this, you will receive 30 multipliers. Also, if you're a special agent, you can match the binary step of level 1, 300,000 PV. And everybody else for this binary step also achieve 15 multipliers, so the same amount. If you become a dealer, you gain access to binary step level 3, 1.5 million PV. And for this, you receive 60 multipliers. Also, the same way, you can get access to binary step number 2 and binary step number 1 and receive the same amount as special agent, and for the binary step level 1, the same amount as an agent. So dealer can match 3 binary steps. Don't forget that you can match only 1 binary step per day. So the system as a program works in a simple way. It just checks the condition of matching the binary step. If at the end of the day you have enough PV in your both legs to achieve this level of binary step, you will match it. If you don't have enough, maybe you have more than this, then you will match the second level binary step. If you don't have enough of this, then maybe this one, and then you will match 300,000 PV. If not, you will not match any binary step, but all your group PV, in this case, will go on to your next day. And the next day, you will not start from 0. After you match a binary step, the calculation starts from 0, and it is very good. We'll cover it in the next videos. So when you become executive distributor, you also receive access to these binary steps, so level 1 to 3, and to all the other binary steps, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So executive distributor is best. In here is 2.4 million, 6 million, 20 million, and 50 million PV. So all these binary steps are available only to executive distributor. From special agent and fourth, you receive access to mastership bonus, to mastership. So first master's rank is sales master. Second one is diamond master. So